everyone. Today I'm going to share with you some of my reflections on the category of Hindu studies. The phrase is somewhat ambiguous. Does it mean studies of Hindus, by Hindus, for Hindus, with Hindus, about Hindus, all of these, some of these? This is a complex topic, and one can organize a week-long conference debating the scope of Hindu studies. One can also organize a week-long conference debating why we have categories such as Hindu studies and Islamic studies, but not the category Christian studies. But that is a distinct line of inquiry I will not explore. I will speak to you descriptively and not prescriptively. That is, I will not tell you this and only this is what you must understand by the category of Hindu studies, but given my own psychobiographical trajectories and my own intellectual tendencies, this is how I understand it. I firmly believe that who we are as academics is deeply shaped, profoundly shaped by who we are as human beings. If I had not spent my childhood years living with Hindus, Muslims, and Christians, and if I had not spent my teenage years trying to become a theoretical physicist, my understanding of Hindu studies would have been radically different. This is my one-line answer. Hindu studies is a series of ongoing attempts to understand socio-religious and socio-political movements across the last 3,000 years in Al-Hind, or if you prefer the English term, South Asia, or if you prefer the Sanskrit term, Bharata. The crucial phrase is attempts to understand. Do I know all these movements? No, of course not. But if you give me a book or an article that discusses them, I will read it. One implication of my answer is that disciplinary affiliation is largely irrelevant to me. While my main focus of academic attention is the conceptual content of a spectrum of texts in languages such as Assamese, Awadhi, Bengali, Brajabhasha, Modern Standard Hindi, and Sanskrit, that is not the sole focus. I study how these texts encode and express cosmological visions of individuality, materiality, and divinity. I study how these texts constitute the motivating engine of many social processes, past and present, and how these social processes have left their imprints, sometimes palpable and sometimes quite subtle, on these texts. So, if you regard yourself as a philosopher or a theologian, I will try my best to talk to you in the manner of a philosopher or a theologian. And if you regard yourself as a social scientist, I will try my best to talk to you in the manner of a social scientist. That is simply because I believe that one should talk to people in a language that is intelligible to them. To use an image, Hindu studies is a many-splendored canopy under whose shelter birds of many feathers can flock together. Here are a few lines in my translation from a famous song from the Bollywood movie Prem Pujari, 1970. I fall asleep dreaming of you. It is with your memories that I wake up. I remain entangled in your thoughts, like the thread running through a necklace. My love for you is like the cloud, the thunder, sandalwood, and water. For the sake of our love, we will have to be reborn many, many times. What do I hear when I listen to this song? If I listen to this song when I'm walking to the Faculty of Divinity, I hear one of the most beautiful songs to have ever emerged from Bollywood. But when I'm inside the Faculty of Divinity, I hear at least 2,000 years of Hindu theological, philosophical history. Let me repeat the last line. For the sake of our love, we will have to be reborn many, many times. In many pre-modern Hindu texts belonging to the genre of bhakti, devotional love of God, this is what a devotee of God says to God. Now, God, look here. So deep is my love for you that I don't even want what other people call salvation or liberation. My salvation, liberation is only this, that I may keep on returning to this world again and again and again, so that I will keep on serving you with my devotional offering of love. This theme is found in scriptural texts such as the Bhagavata Purana, roughly the 10th century Common Era, and can be partly traced back to the Bhagavad Gita, roughly 2nd century before the Common Era. Did the composer of this song in Hindi know about these pre-modern texts in Sanskrit? I wonder. I really, really, really want to know. The name of the composer is Gopal Das Saxena. The word Gopal Das means servant of Krishna. So I wonder. In short, for me, Hindu studies is a Janus-based category that is, it simultaneously points in two related directions. The first is a temporal telescope through which we can look at a Bollywood song from 1970 and see a text from the 2nd century before the Common Era. The second is a material microscope through which we can explore the rearticulations and the sediments in the recent Bollywood song of a pre-modern, or if you prefer that term, pre-colonial text. In my vision, or to use the Sanskrit word darshana, in Hindu studies, one does not have to categorically choose one of these two vantage points to the exclusion of the other. Hindu studies, as I say, is a many-splendored canopy of being and belonging.